the fastest way to shrink visceral belly fat, backed by science. Your body is holding on to stubborn visceral belly fat because you've been missing the fastest science-backed way to shrink it. Follow this exact 3-step protocol for the next 30 days and watch that dangerous organ fat start to melt away faster than almost any other method. This isn't another complicated diet, endless cardio, or expensive supplement plan. This is a precise research-backed 3-step protocol that directly targets the root biological drivers of visceral fat: chronically elevated morning cortisol, insulin resistance, sluggish lymphatic drainage, chronic inflammation, and the body's natural tendency to protect deep abdominal fat stores. Here's what medicine refuses to tell you. Visceral fat isn't just extra weight. It is a highly active endocrine organ that constantly releases inflammatory cytokines, excess cortisol signals, and hormones that keep your entire system in a state of inflammation and fat storage. Metabolism locked in fat storage mode. It creates a vicious, self-reinforcing cycle. More visceral fat leads to more inflammation and higher cortisol, which leads to even more visceral fat storage. The fastest way to break this cycle is to hit the right signals in the first 60 to 90 minutes after waking, your most metabolically powerful window of the day, and then protect the process with 2 more simple daily steps. When you do this, cortisol drops faster, insulin sensitivity improves almost immediately, lymphatic drainage accelerates, brown fat thermogenesis activates, and your body begins tapping into those dangerous belly fat stores for steady, clean energy instead of guarding them. This protocol is the fastest because it combines the 3 most powerful evidence-based levers for visceral fat loss: morning hormonal reset, precise protein signaling, and evening lymphatic plus growth hormone optimization. It works even if you've tried every diet and failed before. Hate exercise, even if your schedule is chaotic, because the 3 steps take less than 25 minutes total per day, require 0 equipment, and use things you already have at home. No gym, no calorie counting, no extreme restriction. Just 3 simple, repeatable actions that reprogram your hormones, enzymes, and metabolism from the inside out. People following this exact approach consistently report a noticeably flatter stomach, dramatically reduced morning bloating, steadier all-day energy, fewer cravings, better sleep, and measurable reductions in waist circumference within 30 days, because they've finally given their body the precise biochemical instructions it needs to shrink visceral fat quickly. The 3 steps were chosen because each one hits a completely different key mechanism that keeps visceral belly fat locked in place. They create powerful synergy when performed together every single day. Step 1 resets your morning hormones and starts fat mobilization. Wake up. Step 2 locks in fat burning mode and appetite control for the rest of the day. Step 3 maximizes overnight growth hormone and lymphatic clearance while you sleep. Together, they form a complete 24-hour system that modern science and clinical studies confirm is one of the fastest natural ways to target visceral fat specifically. Step number 1. The 60-second morning metabolic elixir on a completely empty stomach. The moment you wake up, before coffee, before checking your phone, before your feet even fully hit the floor, drink 500 to 600 milliliters of room temperature filtered water mixed with the fresh juice of half a lemon, a generous pinch, about 1/4 teaspoon of high-quality sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, a small pinch of cayenne pepper or freshly grated ginger. This single drink is the fastest hormonal reset that sets the tone for rapid visceral fat loss. At the molecular level, the high dose of bioflavonoids in fresh lemon juice acts as a potent antioxidant that quickly neutralizes overnight oxidative stress and supports your adrenal glands to produce the right amount of cortisol at the right time. The sharp but healthy morning peak, followed by a clean, rapid drop instead of staying chronically elevated. The sea salt instantly restores electrolyte balance, sending a clear safety signal to your adrenal glands and reducing aldosterone and overall cortisol output. Cayenne's capsaicin or ginger's gingerol activates TRPV1 receptors, boosting thermogenesis and brown fat activity, so your body starts burning calories as heat right away. Because your stomach is completely empty, all of these powerful compounds are absorbed and hit your bloodstream and liver within minutes. This rapidly improves lymphatic drainage, gently stimulates bile production, and begins mobilizing stored energy from deep visceral fat cells. Most people notice reduced morning puffiness, a lighter feeling in their belly, and steadier energy within the first 3 to 4 days. This one step alone begins lowering the cortisol that has been guarding your visceral fat and starts the fastest possible shift into fat-burning mode. Step number 2. The 30-gram protein first anchor. Within 90 minutes of waking, after the elixir, and a short 8 to 12-minute sunlight walk, eat at least 30 grams of high-quality complete protein before any carbohydrates or other foods. This could be 5 pasture-raised eggs, a large serving of Greek yogurt with pumpkin seeds, or a small portion of chicken or fish. On an empty stomach or near empty after the elixir, this protein load is absorbed extremely efficiently and triggers a powerful cascade of satiety and metabolic signals. It releases key hormones like peptide YY, cholecystokinin, and GLP-1 that powerfully suppress appetite, while keeping insulin low and stable. The high leucine content activates mTOR signaling that tells your body resources are abundant. So, it stops breaking down muscle and starts mobilizing fatty acids from visceral stores for steady energy. Visceral fat is highly sensitive to both cortisol and insulin. This step keeps LPL, the fat storage enzyme, quiet and allows hormone-sensitive lipase to pull stored energy out of your abdominal cavity. People who make this their daily anchor report dramatically fewer cravings, much steadier energy with no afternoon crashes, a visibly softer midsection by the end of the first week, and significantly better appetite control because insulin is no longer sending the signal to lock calories away in visceral fat cells. These first 2 steps work together to completely reset your morning hormones and lock your body into accelerated fat-burning mode for the entire day. But the fastest way to shrink visceral fat is completed and supercharged by step number 3. Above the code, step number 3. 10-minute evening wind-down ritual that protects and maximizes overnight visceral fat burning. 2 hours before bed, do this simple but incredibly powerful sequence. A 5-minute slow forward walk, even just pacing around your home or stepping outside, followed by 5 minutes of gentle abdominal lymphatic massage while lying down on your back. This step is non-negotiable because the majority of actual visceral fat breakdown and hormone optimization happens while you sleep. And this ritual sets up the perfect conditions for it. Here's exactly why this evening ritual is one of the fastest levers for shrinking visceral fat at the molecular level. After 4 o'clock in the afternoon, your body's natural cortisol curve is supposed to fall sharply, so melatonin can rise, and growth hormone can surge in powerful pulses during deep sleep. Most people sabotage this critical window with bright screens, heavy dinners, or lingering stress, which keeps cortisol elevated and the fat storage enzyme LPL active in visceral fat cells all night long. The slow forward walk creates continuous optic flow that quiets the amygdala, your brain's fear center, lowers overall stress hormones, and gently stimulates lymphatic drainage throughout the abdominal cavity. Then, the abdominal massage using light clockwise circular strokes with your palms on your lower belly, following the natural direction of your colon, mechanically pumps the lymphatic vessels, Peyer's patches in the small intestine, and the liver area. This flushes out inflammatory waste products, excess fluid, and metabolic debris that keep visceral fat swollen, inflamed, and resistant to burning. The combination allows growth hormone to reach its full nightly peak, specifically targeting visceral adipose tissue for breakdown into usable energy. It also dramatically improves insulin sensitivity for the next morning. So, the positive cycle continues without interruption. Ancient healing systems, from Ayurveda to traditional Chinese medicine, emphasized evening wind-down practices for exactly this reason. They understood that the body does its deepest repair and fat mobilization during sleep. Modern clinical research fully supports it. Even short evening movement plus lymphatic stimulation can improve growth hormone release by up to 30%, reduce overnight inflammation markers, and enhance next-day fat oxidation. People who consistently add this step report waking up with a noticeably flatter stomach, significantly less morning bloating and heaviness, better digestion, deeper sleep, and higher natural energy, because their body finally spent the entire night in true fat burning and repair mode, instead of stress and storage mode. Complete 30-day protocol. Now, here's the complete 3-step protocol you can start tomorrow morning and follow every single day for the next 30 days. It's simple, sustainable, and one of the fastest natural ways to shrink visceral fat. Step 1. Morning Metabolic Elixir. The instant you wake up, drink 500 to 600 milliliters of room temperature filtered water mixed with the fresh juice of half a lemon, a generous pinch of high-quality sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, a small pinch of cayenne pepper or freshly grated ginger. Do this before anything else. No phone. No coffee. Step 2. 30-gram protein first anchor. Within 90 minutes of waking, eat at least 30 grams of high-quality complete protein. Examples: 5 pasture-raised eggs, a large bowl of Greek yogurt with pumpkin seeds, or grilled chicken or fish. Before any carbohydrates or other foods. Pair it with your short sunlight walk if possible. Step 3. Evening wind-down ritual. 2 hours before bed. 5-minute slow forward walk, plus 5-minute gentle abdominal lymphatic massage while lying down. That's the entire protocol. No calorie counting. No gym membership needed. Total extra time invested per day is less than 25 minutes. Yet they create a complete 24-hour system that works with your body's natural rhythms instead of fighting against them. What happens during the first 30 days? When you follow these 3 steps consistently for the full 30 days, the results build powerfully and visibly day after day. Days 5 to 7. Most people notice reduced morning bloating and puffiness, steadier energy without the usual crashes, fewer random cravings, a lighter feeling in their belly as cortisol begins to normalize and lymphatic drainage improves. Days 10 to 14. The stomach feels physically softer and less heavy. Clothes start fitting noticeably looser around the waist. Digestion becomes smoother. Sleep deepens. Many report clearer skin and better mood as systemic inflammation drops. By day 30, the majority experience measurable reductions in waist circumference, often 2 to 4 inches or more, a visibly flatter and more defined midsection, stronger deep core activation, significantly improved hormone balance, and a dramatic shift in how their body looks and feels because the visceral fat layer itself has begun to shrink as the hormonal, inflammatory, and lymphatic environment around the organs has completely changed. The best part is that these changes are sustainable and continue to compound. Once your body adapts to these consistent daily signals, it keeps burning visceral fat more efficiently, even after the initial 30 days, especially if you maintain the habits long term. Many people describe it as finally unlocking their metabolism after years of it being stuck in survival mode.